Preetha, are we ready?
Good morning, sir. Sir, we'll wait for the Vice Chancellor to join and then start.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Preetha, are we ready?
Excuse me, sir, our Vice Chancellor has joined. Sir, we'll wait for the Vice Chancellor to join and then start.
Just let me know when you're
Can
ready.
we start? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, please start the student coordinators. Ganga, please start the session.
Yes.
A very good morning to all the distinguished guests and aspiring legal minds present here today. It is an honor to welcome each one of you to the inaugural ceremony of the 4th Surana and Surana in Cusat School of Legal Studies, Dr.AT Markose Memorial Technology Law Moot Court Competition.
Judge, High Court of Kerala, Mr. Preetam Surana, Head Academic Initiatives, Surana and Surana International Attorneys, Chennai, faculty coordinators, Dr. Asif, the student coordinators, participants, and dear students. The National Moot Court competition is organized in memory of our founder director, who's Dr. A.T. Markose, who was an eminent jurist and founder director of School of Legal Studies, Cochin University of Science and Technology. And the theme of the competition is technology law, and the competition is conceived with an aim to create awareness in technology law in a scientific manner and to train the participants for effective legal practice and for nourishing their advocacy skills. It is my honor to welcome all who have joined us in the virtual platform for the inaugural ceremony. I'm really honored to welcome Professor Dr. P.G. Sankaran, sir, Vice Chancellor, Cochin University of Science and Technology. Sir, we are thankful to you for your inspiration and support you have extended for the program.
Thank you.
It's my privilege to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Gopinath, Judge, High Court of Kerala. We are grateful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation to inaugurate the competition and for devoting your valuable time amidst your hectic schedule for the students. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Mr. Preetam Surana, the head of academic initiative, Surana and Surana International Attorneys, Chennai. We are thankful to you, sir, for collaborating with Cusat and for guiding us in organizing the event. Thank you, sir. A hearty welcome to all the participants who have registered for the competition. We are happy to say this competition has attracted 30 teams from different states in Kerala, and I congratulate all the participants for showing interest in the competition and also in technology law. I welcome the faculty coordinator, Dr. Asif, sir. I welcome all the faculty members of Cusat, the administrative staff members, the alumni members, and also the students. And I wish all the participants a great mooting experience. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Professor Dr. P.G. Sankaran, Vice Chancellor, Cochin University of Science and Technology, with the presidential address. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Justice Sri Gopinath P, High Court of Kerala, Dr. Preetha, Director of School of Legal Studies, Mr. Preetam Surana, the representative of Surana and Surana International Attorneys, Dr. Asif and other faculty members, participants, students, and my dear friends. It gives me an immense pleasure to be here on the occasion of inauguration of 4th Surana Moot moot court competition organized by School of Legal Studies. As you know, School of Legal Studies is one of the oldest school in the Kochi University of Science and Technology. It was started before the inception of the Kochi University of Science and Technology. And this school is one of the important school in the Kochi University of Science and Technology and accredited by NAC and other agencies when they visit in the campus, and they are doing extremely good performance in terms of teaching, research, and extension activities. As you know, the world is, or society is driven by the technology, and a lot of technological advancements are taking place in the current scenario in various fields. This legal framework is also influenced by technological changes, and the new technology like AI, they have a lot of influence on taking decisions in legal setup. And I could see that some of the Western countries, even in other countries also, that collecting information using the latest technologies like AI and how these technologies can be given a fruitful suggestion for taking a decision on a particular issue. So this is very important, and it is heard that, or understand that, in many contests in future, this technology-driven devices and platforms and related things will have a lot of role, and that will be definitely influencing the legal framework, so that the students, they have to know what type of new technologies can be adapted to our legal system, how this can be incorporated in our learning system, how can be utilized or explored to have a better decision. I hope that this particular experience will give some of the new ideas in this framework. Of course, this is a simulated version of the court experience. This is a fourth one, and the Surana and legal studies, they're collaborating in different contests, and I wish a very best to the program. I request all the participants to have or to explore this rare opportunity, and which will definitely give new insights into the theme technology law. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Gopinath, Judge, High Court of Kerala, to deliver the inaugural address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Respected Vice Chancellor, faculty members of the School of Legal Studies. First, let me thank students, participants. Let me thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak a few words on this very wonderful moot court competition that has been organized in memory of Dr.AT Markose. Now, as the Vice Chancellor had already mentioned, I was just going through the problem that has been set for the moot court. Seems extremely interesting. As the Vice Chancellor has already mentioned, technology is going to be a big, technology law is going to be a big and important topic of study for law students, for judges, for teachers, etc. Incidentally, there have been questions recently about electronic evidence. Many of you may be aware that the Supreme Court had occasion to consider very many years ago as to whether compelling an accused in a criminal case to give a voice sample, give fingerprints, would amount to self-incrimination for the purposes of criminal law and constitutional protection guaranteed, which guarantees that you are not required to give any self-incriminating evidence. Now, those of you who are interested, there has been a recent judgment by Justice Suraj Govindaraj of the Karnataka High Court on whether compelling a person to give his password on his mobile phone, compelling somebody to give key to so that the investigating agencies can decipher encrypted data, etc. Whether this would amount to self-incrimination, whether this would amount to the accused being compelled to give evidence against himself. These are all questions that we may have to face in the coming years. These are questions that are likely to arise in the field of technology, in the field of data, in the field of science, and we are facing new challenges. And it is I'm extremely happy that Surana and the School of Legal Studies have decided that they're holding a moot court competition on technology law. I think that in the coming years with AI and other technological advances, where I think in the future we'll be seeing even warfare purely played out on the basis of technology instead of conventional warfare that we see today. Interestingly, I was seeing a movie yesterday. It's that latest edition in that series of Mission Impossible. They're dealing with a weapon which is basically a computer which has gained substantial knowledge for itself. It does things itself. It creates situations where it will be able to control.
Justice Krishna Iyer visited our founder, Mr. P.S. Surana, and spoke at length about the need to nurture young law students with good advocacy skills. He was concerned about the fact that bright young law graduates were joining the corporate sector, thereby depriving the bar of good talent. This prompted our founder, Mr. P.S. Surana, who got inspired and executed a well-structured and transparent moot court competition platform for law students, which would give them the opportunity to develop and hone their writing, research, and advocacy skills, thereby helping them to develop into a full-fledged professional. Till date, more than 40,000 students have participated over the 400 moot court competitions. Where 4 points arose with respect to the legal education and how the stakeholders see the evolution of legal education moving forward. Totally, there were 4 points, broader points, which arose. I will not get into the details due to lack of time, but I'll just mention the 4 points which arose. One was the simplification of language and use of anecdotes for effective oral and written advocacy. The second point which arose was the mindset of conflict management and resolution required to present, that is to present legally and practically acceptable solutions. Third was to promote use of technology in law, practice, and adjudication. And last but not the least, the thrust on policy advocacy for greater awareness, original thinking, and leadership development. Keeping these four broader points, we now intend to focus our competitions towards this, and the thrust on policy advocacy has given birth this year, where we have started a law and policy competition with collaboration with the Indian Institute of Technology, Chennai, Madras, that is, and we have a law and policy track where not only law students but policy and the subject experts will come together and compete through a problem statement which was released earlier. The finals will be held next month. So, of course, Honorable Justice has already spoken very well on the technology law. There's nothing much I would like to add. But yes, there is always a debate where the machine learning and the advancement in technology with AI and with robotics and things, are they going to replace human jobs? Broadly thinking, my personal thought is they will be tools for us to be more effective, leaving us with more free time to do more. With that note, I would like to thank the dignitaries here for their presence and look forward to the competition over the next 3 days. Thank you and good day.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts. We are indeed grateful for the wonderful academic initiatives undertaken by Surana and Surana International Attorneys. Thank you. I now invite Mr. Nevin Koshy John, Student Coordinator of the Moot Court Committee of the School of Legal Studies, Cusat, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. At the outset, I once again welcome all of you to the 4th Surana and Cusat School of Legal Studies Dr.AT Markose Memorial National Technology Law Moot Court Competition 2024. It is indeed an honor for us to host such a vibrant group of teams, and we hope all of you have a very fruitful and enriching mooting experience throughout the next 3 days. Without further ado, I move on to my duty of rendering the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to thank Honorable Mr. Justice Gopinath P., Judge, High Court of Kerala, for taking out of his busy schedule and for kindly agreeing to inaugurate today's event. Thank you, sir. Next, I extend my gratitude to Professor Dr. P.G. Sankaran, Vice Chancellor, Cochin University of Science and Technology. Sir, thank you for the enlightening words. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Preetam Surana, Partner, Dispute Resolution, and Head Surana Academic Initiatives, Surana and Surana International Attorneys, for the guidance and the constant support. Thank you, sir. This event would not have been possible without the unwavering support and encouragement from Dr. Preetha S., Director, School of Legal Studies, Cusat. Thank you, ma'am, for always supporting our academic initiatives. I would like to thank Dr. Asafi, Assistant Professor of Law, School of Legal Studies, and Faculty Coordinator of Moot Court Committee for his constant guidance and motivation, without which the event would not have been possible. I thank all the participants for taking part in the competition. Thank you all. We believe this will become an enriching experience for you. I extend my sincere thanks to all the faculty members of School of Legal Studies, Cusat, along with the non-teaching staff for their constant support. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the volunteers who have worked hard to make sure things go smoothly, without whom the event would not be possible. Once again, I extend my deepest thanks to all present here today. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, guest is Gopinath. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nevin. With that, we come to the conclusion of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you all for your presence. I would now request the participants to kindly stay back as we will be proceeding with the formal registrations, followed by the lot picking and the orientation. We will now begin with the registration process. I request Ms. Satyaji Krishnan, Student Coordinator of the Moot Court Committee, and Ms. Aparna Krishnan, the Vice Student Coordinator, to please assume control of the proceedings. Yes, I request Ms. Satyaji Krishnan, Student Coordinator of the Moot Court Committee, and Ms. Aparna Krishnan, the Vice Student Coordinator, to please assume control of the proceedings.
So, a very good morning, everyone. And as we have marked the beginning to the fourth Surana and Cusat Dr.AT Markose Memorial Technology Law Moot Court competition with the inauguration, we shall now begin our official registration process. We will start with the roll call, and I request all the participant teams to be ready and keep your ID cards for verification by your side. We have already received and approved a few requests for change in team composition. Now, if any other team wishes to swap their positions, kindly let us know here during the roll call. I shall now call upon each team and its members. Please respond and display your ID cards on the camera. TC1, Speaker Avina Mishra.
Over to you, Shalvin and Atul.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Atul, and joining me is Vaishak. We'll be taking everybody through the process of permanent team code.
Preetam, sir, are you here?
Yes.
All right, sir, with your prior permission, can we move forward with the permanent team code allocation process?
Yeah, what you can do is you can call it the competition code, right? So
All
before
right,
you
sir.
start that, just show them the fixtures.
All right. Give us 1 second, sir. L5.
Noted. Thank you.
TC22 is TL3.
Noted, Atul. Thank you.
TC28 is TL13.
Yes, noted.
TC25 is TL24.
Noted.
Yeah, thank you.
TC13 is TL27.
Okay, thank you.
TC27 is TL30.
Noted. Thank you.
TC29 is TL10.
Thank you. Noted.
TC5 is TL19.
Noted.
TC23 is TL21.
Noted.
With that, your permanent team codes, your competition team codes have been allocated, and we can now move forward.
Excuse me, we had this little doubt. The allocation, the room allotment that was done for the matchups, was it done on the basis of the preliminary team codes or the new ones?
They were done on the basis of the new permanent competition team codes, which are the TL with the prefix TL that you have received.
Could you maybe share the matchups then, maybe for a moment?
The fixtures once again.
Yes.
Has everybody noted down their matchups, their fixtures? All right. Hoping that you all have noted down your fixtures, we will now be taking down the fixtures.
Thank you, Shalvin and Atul. We will now move on to the orientation. I invite Mr. Preetam Surana to brief the participants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ganga. A very good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Can we have the cameras on, please? So I can see the lovely fresh faces early in the morning. Makes my day brighter, and I know whom I'm interacting with.
Participants, we request you to kindly turn on your cameras.
While the cameras are being turned on, I would request committee members to please put the temporary code to the competition code. You can put it on the group which you have with the participants, just in case someone is missed out or not noted it properly, or for a double check. Put it in the group, and also a copy of the fixtures in the group,
Yes.
so that the teams are clear about with whom they compete. When the exchange of memorial happens, they can check
Yes, sir. Will do so.
the opponent's memorial too. I hope all of you are participating in this competition, those who are here, and you've gone through the rules.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. It also says that you have to be on camera.
Yes, sir.
So is there any difficulty? How many cameras are on? There, you check there. You don't know how to check? Where the 100 is written. Okay, without much ado now, I'll orient you participants. This competition is in English language. Each team should consist of a minimum of 2 members and a maximum of 3. There shall be 2 speakers and 1 researcher designated for each team. The researcher is allowed to argue with prior permission of the national administrator and the court. I think most of the participants have already taken their prior permission from the national administrator, and the moot court committee members have approved. There will be 2 preliminary rounds, a quarter final, a semi-final, and a final round. There will be 2 preliminary rounds of arguments per team, one for the petitioner and another for the respondent. No team will face each other for more than once in the preliminary rounds. Each team will face a different bench in their second round of arguments. Top 16 teams from the preliminary rounds will advance to the quarter-final rounds that will be decided on 3 parameters. The 3 parameters are: first parameter would be your win points. So since there are 2 rounds, 2 preliminary rounds, you can at the most get 2 win points. The second criteria will be your win points plus your aggregate raw points. The third criteria, beg your pardon, would be win points, and from the aggregate raw points, in the aggregate raw points, we would only consider the oral scores and will not consider the memorial scores. This is in case of a tie, right? So it will be win points. Second criteria is win points plus aggregate raw points. And the third criteria is win points plus your oral submission scores. The memorial scores will be added only in the preliminary rounds. That is, in the advanced rounds, the memorial scores do not have any role. The dress code will be as per the advocate's attire laid down by the BCI. This will include, for your results announcement, your court proceedings, and your valedictory ceremony. The oral arguments need not be confined to the issues present in the memorials. The draw of lots and all power matching will decide the side of the arguments. As regards the preliminary rounds, round 1 will be held later today at 5 p.m. Round 2 tomorrow, the 20th, Saturday at 10 a.m., followed by the quarterfinals at 4:30. And on 21st, the Sunday, you have the semifinals and finals at 10 and 2. The results of the preliminary rounds shall be announced after the completion of rounds of all the teams. The results of the advanced rounds, that is the quarterfinals and semifinals, shall be announced after completion of the rounds of all the qualified teams respectively. The results of the final and the various other prizes based on the preliminary rounds will be announced during the valedictory ceremony on Sunday. As regards the memorial, now since you already have your competition codes, your temporary codes or the TC codes are no more valid. So please ensure you use only your competition code which starts with TL, right? Towards this, you will now need to, on the top right corner of your memorials and a compendium if you are submitting one. The compendium is not mandatory. You are to put your TL team codes on the top right corner of your both sides of your memorials, on both your memorials, and send it, attach it to an email and send it to the Moot Court Committee at Cusat. Once all the memorials are received, the Cusat team will start the exchange of memorials immediately, starting with exchanging the memorials for round 1. And once when they complete round 1, they will send you the round 2 today itself in a continuous form. So first they will be sending you round 1 and round 2. So as we are going through the orientation, please ensure that you are on the job and mention your TL codes, that is your competition codes, and send it to the Moot Court Committee at Cusat so that the exchange of memorials begins. Please give them, you should get your memorials within 2 hours from now. So it all depends on how fast you send it. So once you send is when they can begin the exchange of memorials. Please note down the instructions for a smoother exchange of memorials. Please follow some basic guidelines. In the subject, only in the subject, please mention your TC code and your TL code. It should be very clear, TC dash and TL dash. And write memorials. In case you are submitting a compendium as well, then you write memorials and compendium. This will help the committee members to know which teams have a compendium and which do not have a compendium. It makes it easier for them to exchange with the judges. In whichever round you are participating, their compendiums will also be sent to the judges. Of course, those who have submitted the compendium, provided you have submitted the compendium to the committee members, you will be permitted to display it through the screen sharing option while the rounds are on. Okay, so if you are submitting only the memorials, just mention memorials, and if you are submitting in the subject both the memorials and compendium, then the subject should mention memorials and compendium, right? This is the only time you will be using your TC, your temporary codes which you used for submitting your memorials for evaluation. Henceforth, it will be only your TL codes. So please ensure that there are no other markings on the memorial on any page. If at all they are found, this could lead to disqualification as well, depending on what kind of markings or what is observed. Depending on that, it could be from penalty to disqualification as well. So please be mindful of that, and please don't mention your TC codes in the memorial anywhere. That will lead to some confusion. Once you get your memorials, opponents' memorials, please check that the team code which you are going to compete with in round 1 and round 2 are correctly labeled as per the fixtures, in case we don't expect any intrusion in that, but in case if there is any uh, uh, anything you notice which is not the correct team code, you must get in touch with the Moot code committee members. Also, check the side of the memorial which you have received is correct. So these are the two basic checks you need to do as soon as you receive the memorials. Now, as far as the preliminary and quarterfinal rounds are concerned, each team will get 30 minutes to present their case. This 30 minutes includes your rebuttal and surrebuttal time. So please earmark 2 or 3 minutes for the rebuttals. The division of time between the two speakers is at your discretion, subject to a minimum of 10 minutes for one speaker. The division of time may be informed to the court officer before the arguments begin. The oral arguments need not be confined, as I said, to the issues presented in the memorials. And as far as passing of notes to the speaker, please do it discreetly. As regards the final and finals are concerned, each team gets 45 minutes to present the case, which includes your rebuttal and surrebuttal time. The division of time is, of course, at the discretion of the team members, subject to a minimum of 20 minutes per speaker in the finals. The minimum is 20 minutes for a speaker in the semifinals and finals. As I said, the oral arguments need not be confined to the issues presented in the memorials. You will be judged on a scale of 1 to 10 by the judges on 10 parameters with a total score of 100. Can we have the oral pleading score sheet on the screen, please, so that the participants know the grading parameters on which they would be judged. You will be judged on 10 parameters starting from knowledge of facts, logic and reasoning, organization and clarity, persuasiveness. There it is on your screen. Style, poise, courtesy, demeanor, and deference to the court. Proper and articulate analysis of issues arising out of facts. Understanding of the legal principles directly applicable to the issues. Ability to clearly explain the legal principles in general. Knowledge and use of legal sources. And last but not the least, ingenuity. So these are the 10 parameters which you have on your screen. This will be on a scale of 1 to 10 for a total score of 100. The student participants may introduce themselves to the court in the usual manner and may also state their first names. However, the team's college or law school's institution affiliation may not be mentioned anytime. For the all team members, if your observers shall refrain from identifying a team's school or college at any time, including but not limited to wearing anything which identifies through clothing or maybe a tie or a pin on display, a college logo or emblem or any color or any other similar identification. Since this is a virtual round, there are certain policies which we need to be mindful of. Before the actual time of the rounds, when the judges would be there. You have to join at least 15 minutes before so that you are sure about your connectivity, your camera, your microphone. The participants need to keep their cameras on at all times, except when you have bandwidth issues. So with the permission of the bench, you can probably switch off the camera and be on audio when you speak in case you have bandwidth issues. Others are expected to, the non-speakers at that time are expected to be on mute. If a team, that is both the speakers, fail to appear within 10 minutes of the scheduled time for the rounds, that round will become ex parte. In case there are technical issues where one of the members of the team or one of the judges do not appear on screen, so we will wait for 10 minutes, and if they still don't appear, in case if it is a judge, if we have a standby judge, the standby judge will be in. In case there is no standby judge, at that point, then the judge's score would be doubled, right? And if case it is a participant who has not been able to join, one of the participant who's a speaker is not able to join, in that case, with the permission of the bench, the researcher can argue in place of the speaker who is unable to join. That is with prior permission of the bench. In case, however, a speaker cannot, who's already participating and is submitting, cannot submit on behalf of another speaker, because only a researcher can change a role into a speaker. The decision of the judges will be final, and being an online competition, you are requested to have a proper identification on screen, which should start with your team code, which is your TL code, and then starting with your you can mention P or R as your petitioner or respondent, then your role as speaker 1 or speaker 2 or researcher, which can be notified as S1, S2 or R, simply S1, S2 or R. And last, you can have your first name written, right? So suppose your first name is Arun or Ahmed, so you can just write Arun or Ahmed, or as the case may be. So first is your TL code, and then the side which you represent, that is your petitioner or respondent, and then your role, your R, and last your name. So you just need to remember CSR, where C stands for your competition code, S for the side you represent, and R for your role. So in that sequence, you must have it on screen so that the judges are able to clearly identify and maybe on a team basis, it will not be a different, but for your individual category awards, which is based on the preliminary rounds, your individual scores will get affected if the judges are not able to identify you correctly. So please have that displayed on your screen. CSR, your competition code, your side, which side you represent, and then your role. And then, of course, your first name. If you have any questions, any clarifications, I'm open to questions. You can either type them on the chat box, or you can even unmute and ask your question.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Aruna.
Yes, I hope I'm audible and visible. So I had a question. Is it possible for us to change the speaker role? Let's say there is speaker 1 who's speaking first in the petitioner side, but for the round 2, for respondent side, we want to make speaker 1 as speaker 2. So is it possible to make this alteration in the speaking orders between the speakers only?
Yes, that is permitted.
Okay,
that is allowed.
Yes.
Now, only thing you have to be very mindful of is that you keep the courtroom officer duly notified of the change, because they have to notify the scoring team, because as a standard, the scoring team will be following what is given in the registration form. So you have to specifically say that we are now changing the roles from your earlier round. So please ensure that you have the name changed in the scoring also, because this will affect your individual performance, maybe not your team performance, right?
Surely, sir. We'll make sure.
Just bring it to the yeah, just make sure that you specify it so they are more mindful of that.
Okay.
Hello. Am I audible?
There's a lot of disturbance, but I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was having a doubt. Like, if with the discretion of judge, can the researcher come and give argument, or whether he should give only through chit? Just can I get the clarification regarding that?
Okay, I will first clarify. See, since you are on, this is a virtual round, you're supposed to appear on all different screens, right? That you cannot, as a team, 2 of you or 3 of you be on one screen. You all have to be on individual screens, right?
Sure.
Now, the competition allows you to be in one venue. You can be in one venue, the same hall or in the same room, and can participate. So if in case you are in the same hall, you can pass a chit, or you will have to have some electronic mode of communication where your researcher sends you a message and kind of read it if you are in different locations. Whatever the way is, you can communicate, but since it's virtual rounds, you will have to do it discreetly and through some electronic means, or physically giving the check in the same hall, and you are side by side, but ensure that you are on separate screen. Does that clarify your question?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir, we have a question. So, when we will exchange our memorials, along with that, the compendium will also given to the opposite team? Like, we just have a doubt regarding that.
No, the compendium is, I clearly mentioned, for the judges, not for the teams.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
The teams do not get the opponents do not get your compendium.
Okay,
that is only for the judges, because